Crystal Edge Technology screens. We are the makers of the ambient light rejection, Supreme ambient light rejection 12, Supreme ambient light rejection 15, which would be the Zodics, and the makers of the Advanced 17, Advanced ambient light 17s. That is a screen paint, and we also do have a signature formula of it. I'm stuttering today. We have a signature formula of it designed for our own form of customized screens. These will be the first screens that we are actually rolling out. As I said before, we want to do wallpaper screens, a few motorized projection screens, and one of the first screens that we are now officially rolling out are these blackout cloths, pre-coated acoustic blackout cloth screens. Now, in this demonstration, I'm going to show you a site that you can go to. I've showed this site many times before. I've had customers calling me all day today, asking me about building frames, how big for a 100-inch, how big for a 200-inch. Well, I can't make a 2-inch out of this, but how big for a 100-inch, 120-inch. And keep in mind, if you're using a screen paint, you know, people are going to be building frames also too. So this also helps you guys out too that are going to be doing your customized frames. Or maybe you might want to do a 235.1 like I have over here. This was not built, I actually bought this screen, but as I said before, it's an easy way to do it. Now this right here is the blackout cloth at 120 inches. It's not stretched out, it's just hanging down for right now. I have one upstairs and my Japanese tea run is actually built with speakers behind it. Oh, I freaking love that screen so much, you have no idea. But anyway, it's just beautiful. I used to sit there with my remote control, watch my TV shows, and have the sound coming through to the screen. Love it. All right, so I'm going to do just a little bit of a video here, just showing you the technology. Fully lit environment. We got a projector set up over here. The screen has already passed all its tests. Did the low lumen test, distance test, the ultra short throw and short throw test. All that was done when the 100-inch screen was displayed, I think, the third time around. And then I took the material and built a screen with it, threw my speakers behind it, and that's what's sitting upstairs right now. And also, too, it already passed the certified screens. Did 3 on the first run and officially 8 on the second run, which shows that this technology at 120 inches at $248 for my customers was able to go side to side with screens ranging from $800 all the way to $5,000. And those screens, none of them are acoustic, and half of them won't work with ultra short throw. I'll show you how beautiful the image is. Plus, I'm pretty sure, and I would definitely bet my life on it, that any of those demonstrations that we're using, those particular certified screens, they weren't coming in at $230, not even $500 for a projector. So we're using outdated old equipment. Used outdated old equipment. Now the selection of the material that I have here is basically wrinkle and crease free. This is just hanging. The screen is just hanging. I got a bar at the top and a bar at the bottom, and it's just hanging. It's not even stretched around the frame. And as you can see, there's no heavy wrinkles or creases in the screen, just the lines that are coming off from how the screen is hanging. That's it. This will pull tight around your frame with no problem. And keep in mind, this is very important, especially if you're using ultra short throw. Ultra short throws have to be displayed on a perfect flat surface. If you have any curves within your wall, it will show up on your screen. You'll see kind of a wavy kind of line going across your screen. The picture will be a bit distorted. Now, on the bottom of the specification sheet, I will put a list of the specifications on the products that we have actually officially found on the website. The product is available now with free shipping. I'll play around here just a bit, because pretty soon my mini computer will be here, and I'll be able to get a chance to throw 1800 lumens with the mini projector on the screen as soon as I get my computer today, which I need desperately bad, but it should be here today. Not worried about that. Let's go to all the videos we have here. Now this surface is pre-coated, as I said before, with our signature coating. So the customer does not have to worry about painting the screen. It's already done for him. Just take it out of the box, set it up, and you're done. And like I said, I built one already, so I have one upstairs already set up. This is 100% contrast level because the signature coating we're using on it is something we call in the invisible black. Comes up crystal clear. As I said before, we're working on and developing technology that we can use with projector mapping, where we can coat a surface, still have the projection screen there to pick up contrast, white levels and colors, but you don't see it. That way it doesn't alter or change any of the objects that are being used for 3D or projector mapping. I like using these particular videos because usually, like I said, when you get to some of the OLED demonstrations and some of those particular demonstrations, the colors can be a bit saturated. Okay, so let's pop upstairs and jump on my computer, and we'll show you where you can go and get all this set up. If you have I had a customer who had a setup where he had a huge wall here, but he had a staircase that came down, and the staircase clipped a part of the corner of his screen. So kind of made it impossible for him to go out and just buy a fixed frame screen, because you're not going to get a fixed frame screen that's cut off on the end. So some people may have weird areas in their walls where they can't put an official size screen in there. They'll have to build it. They'll have to customize it. Now, and then some people have weird sizes. Some people have 110, 113. Some people have 127 inch. It's a weird screen that you won't find if you go to any place like Amazon or eBay. You're not going to find that. Now, if I had materials, I used to be to go to Home Depot and Lowe's. I used to build all my screens. If I was wanting to build my screen in there, I would have made my screen much bigger, a little bit more bigger than what's in there, because I have space in there. And the only thing I could fit in that area was 135. I got something a little bigger in there. I use this screen also for 3D mapping applications. And like I said, if I could have built the screen, I'd have dropped it all the way to the floor, because when I throw my video mapping on here, it only comes about that far down. Building a customized would have been nice, and a whole lot cheaper. A whole lot cheaper. So let's go over to, if I have this up and going right now, I'll pop over to Projector Central. I was in here looking at doing my software. So we're going to go to Projector Central. And this is, I'll tell you, this is a great website. If you are really skeptical about building a projection screen, or you just want to make a tradition, you want to make it 120, or you want to make it, you know, as long as you keep it within the size of the blackout cloth. Now, the pre-coated blackout cloth, as long as it's within 120 inches, you're good. If it's within 110 inches, you're good. You go outside that, you're going to have some problems. Don't do that. But if you're going to be basically just buying everyday blackout cloth and doing it yourself that way, if you want to customize one, this is another good site to go. If you're also too, if you're going to be painting your screen too yourself, it's also a good place to go. So we're going to go to Projector Central. It should be here already. All right, so go to Projector Central. Now it's really easy to do. You just go in here, hit the Projector Central, right there in that far corner, right over there, you will see a search bar. In that search bar, that's where you go to your projector and you type out whatever projector you may have. So let's just use Sony VPL FH30, which I have over here in the corner. Put in Sony VPL And if you typed in enough times, which I did, it should pop up. Oh, 31, we didn't put the small case. FH 30, put the 30 in there. I got the 36 and I don't have the 31 yet. All right, so once you put that in there, these are going to be your results that are going to pop up. This also comes in handy if you are on eBay and you're buying a projector and you're not pretty sure that the merchant might have been honest with you. You can come here and pull it up. All your specifications will pop up in here. Now they got the specifications. Usually it's always in the first or second. So we're just going to go to our specifications right here. That is not a VPL FH30 projector. No, that's way off. Hold on for a minute. Let's put this in there one more time. I don't know why that one came up. That shouldn't even been there. Sony VPL. Yeah, FH30. FH30. FH. Oh, FH. I forgot to put in the FH. My bad. FH30. Just remember to put the whole thing in there. Don't do like I just did. Put half of it in there because it'll abbreviate for whatever it thinks will come close to it. FH30. There you go. So there's my projector right there. See up there, that's an FH30 right there. Sony FH30. Same projector we have here. We want to do this projector right here. So, okay. So we'll come in here. This is the specifications on your projector. I don't bother with buying lamps from there. That's what the projector cost when it came out in 2011. Actually, it was discontinued, released in February. It'll tell you the time when your projector was released and everything, how old it is. So it was in 2011 when this projector came out, and they wanted like $3,950 for it. All right, so as we go down, we'll see everything that'll come up as in your projector 1920. These are 1080p projectors, by the way. 2001 contrast. All this will be in here for you to check out. Then you'll get to something that says different lenses. I can swap my lenses out on these projectors. That's what I like about having the venue projectors. I can swap my lenses out. You'll come to something at the bottom where it says throw distance. You want to look for calculator throw distance. That's where you want to go to. All right, so click on that. Now the calculation throw distance will show your projector right here. And then you'll see all this good stuff right here. This will give you the size of your screen. So on this far end, this will show how big your screen is from they measure screens this way, diagonally across. So at around 23 feet and 7 inches, I can walk away with 198. Usually when I'm outside and I use this projector, I'm about 21 feet, so it's about 180 around somewhere on that size. Around that, bring it back a little farther, about 121 at the most amount, so actually 21 feet. So you're going to get at your size is going to be 94. Your length, your width of your screen is going to be 165, and then the height of it's going to be 104. Now, this is if you're doing this in 16:10. So if you're doing it in 16:9, if your projector has 16:9, my projector downstairs that has the 235.1, the Sony, the V-Tonic, does not have 16:9. It just has 16:10 because it's a widescreen format projector, so it doesn't have it. So you go over here to 16:9, but these two have 16:9. So you come over here to your option right here for your aspect ratio, and you hit 16:9. Now it's going to change. Now your screen size is going to be 189 inches with 165 for width and 93. So you're not going to build a screen that big in your house. Whew, I had a 200-inch screen in one of my houses, man. That was a big, big screen. That thing was huge. I mean, literally, you walk in the room, it's from ceiling to floor. It was huge. I used to watch Angry Bird on it. Angry Bird was the size of a man. It was like 5'9" was Angry Bird on my screen. It was huge. All right, so say we want to build a screen, we got to bring it back. Now, what you want to do is you want to go in your room and you want to see where your projector is sitting at. You want to measure from your wall to where the projector is going to be sitting at. Most people run into the problems with projectors where basically they have the huge wall, but they don't have the length, the pullback to cover the wall. Because the farther you pull back the projector, the bigger the image is going to become. So say you're like one of those people who have like this massive wall, but you got very little distance, like you got 8 feet, but you got a giant wall that can fit a 200-inch screen. That's where you want to go with short throw or ultra short throw. I would say go with short throw. Ultra short throws do have their limits on how far you can pull them back. The biggest I've been able to get one out of the Optima GT5600 using black technology was around 160 inches, and it maxed right there. So it's only so far you can go with those. But you have to bring the projector back some. So it kind of defeats the purpose of having ultra short throw. If you use a short throw projector, you're just guaranteed to get that size because from 5 feet away, you're automatically going to walk off with like almost close to about a 190-inch screen from 5 feet. All right, so just mount it to the ceiling or something like that. I put on a rail system. Some of them are just on rail systems, so we can slide them back and forth. You can actually adjust them that way for the ultra short throw mount. So say we got this we're going to do this at the average for a 100-inch screen. If you're going to do a 100-inch screen, we'll start bringing it in. And this will show you, you have to go in and measure your floor, exactly how much feet you have. What do you max out in your living room? My lounge room from where the fireplace sits at, I have 18 feet. So I got plenty of room to play. But the reason why I moved that out of there and put in a ultra short throw, because I got tired of walking in the room, sit down on the sofa and get up and bam, get hit in the face with 5,200 lumens of light in my face. So that's what ultra short throws play better for me, because I can have right against the screen and I'm not walking in front of that thing all day. All right, so we're bringing it down to, we're trying to get 100 inches out of this. 100 inches. Mind you, before you buy your projector, you may, like I said, check your environment first. If you think you have enough for a distance throw, check your distance throw. Because some projectors, they're not all the same. So we're trying to do 100 inches. So if you want 100 inches out of that projector I have over top me, you're going to have to be 14 feet 4 inches in order to obtain a 100-inch screen. Now, when you're designing your 100-inch screen, all you got to do, if you don't have the tools to cut it, go to Home Depot or Lowe's. They got equipment right there that will cut it right there for you, right on the spot. Just go down with your measurements that you already got. You say, okay, I want it 56 inches high. I want it about 100 inches in width. And your screen, oh, wait, we messed up there. We got to come back a little more because I'm looking at the wrong way. Just don't make that mistake I just did. Okay, let me go back a little farther. We got to bring it to a little bit more. This is what you got to look at. This is what you got to look at for the size of your screen, because it's measured this way. This is going to give you the size of your screen. Don't make the mistake and look at this and think that's your size. That's not your size. That's how you mess up, which I just did, which is good. I just showed you. And now let's bring it a little bit more. Keep that number dropping. All right, because I'm looking at like 100 inches across, like something is wrong there. There's no way in the world it could be 100 inches across. So that's supposed to be a 100-inch screen. So here we go, official 100-inch screen, 87 inches across and 49. Now keep in mind, because I said this, doesn't mean your projector is going to react the same way, because your projector could be different. You could get something completely different. All right, so now there's your screen right there. Now say if you wanted to do a custom 235.1. 235.1 screens are pretty interesting because those screens are actually shorter in height and they're like huge in length. So there's not a lot of places that will basically give you a proper specifications on having a 235.1 screen, but over here. So you go over to your aspect ratio right here. Okay, bring you guys a little closer up. You click on that, and then you want to go down to customs. And customs, this is where you can start doing your 235.1 settings. 239. I never had 239.1. Oh, that projector, the big boy downstairs, has 239.1. But like I said, big boy's power problems will be fixed because I ordered me that power battery generator. Can't wait for that bad boy to come in. All right, so let's go over here. Go to 235.1. Go on and press OK. And now your screen size is going to change from now 37. Going from 50, I think 52 or from that to 37. So that's going to change. So now we're at a 235.1. And your image has dropped down to 94. It was 100, but it drops down to 94 because it's a small, the screen's a little smaller. You're going to have to go a little farther back. All right, so 14 feet to cover that for what you want. So you want to be 14 feet back, your screen's going to have to be 99. So this is how you do it. Pretty much how you do it. Easily how you do it. Because this now will give you the height of your screen. So you go to Home Depot, mark down your measurements, go to Home Depot and say, hey, look, I want this piece of wood cut for 42. I want this cut for 99. Boom, your screen's already there. Then you're going to need brackets. Brackets with all these brackets. Now, a little trick when you're building your fixed frame screens. Never ever put your brackets on the outside of your frame. Bad idea, because what's going to happen is when you pull your fabric over that, your screws and the tracing of your brackets, it's going to push right through your material and you're going to see these marks on each corner of your screen. So how we get around with that, see some fillets. L brackets. I'm gonna have to build me a couple of mini model screens so I can show you what you need. All right, so this right here, this is what you want. You want the flat corner brackets or brace. What do they call a flat corner brace? And pretty much come brackets, braces, all the same thing. That's what you want right there. So what you want to do is you want to take these and put these on the back end of your frame. That's it. Do not put them on the front, because what's going to happen if you stick these on the front, you pull that material over, you're going to leave an imprint right into your screen, and you don't want that. You want to be smooth looking. So what you do is to make sure your frame doesn't collapse, you know, or twist and bend or whatever. Of course, you're going to have a support beam there in the middle, and make sure when you do the support beam that the brackets are always on the back. Don't put anything on the front, because like I said, you're going to get that imprint. So you see this right here, this bracket right here, they make them a little smaller than this. This is a really big, heavy duty one, but they make it smaller than that. You want to put these in your corners, all your corners in your frame. This is going to strengthen your frame. So you put these just in the corner. Now, as for in the front, you're still going to have to piece it together. This is where you use a staple gun. You take a staple gun and you basically mend the pieces of wood together like stitches. That's what you do. And what that does is it doesn't leave any imprint at all when you go to stretch your material over. You got a nice flat surface. All your brackets are in between the arches of your frame, and the rest of them sit in the back. That's it. That's how you make a frame without having that imprint pushing through. Now, if you want to install speakers, speakers are pretty easy. Just a bunch of L brackets in the back and heavy duty Velcro, which I like to use. You can actually install these. I'm going to do a couple of small models to show how easy they are to put together. But these are right here, pretty easy together. You're pretty much, when you're building a projection screen frame, you have to look at it like an art canvas. You ever seen a piece of art canvas? They'll have a piece of wood and they'll have a piece of canvas stretched around the frame nice and tight. Same thing, projection screen. That's how it's done. That's all. And when you start to, say it's right here, let's get a screen here real quick so I can show you something real quick. Let's go with any fixed frame screen. Doesn't make a difference. We just need a model of a fixed frame screen. Did I spell this right? No, I did not. Fixed frame. Needs to get out of that. Frame projection screen. I'll show you a little trick that works for me. All right, so we're just gonna pull up any fixed frame screen. That's all we just need a frame. That's all we need to do. We're gonna show you. All right, and just say this right here is your wooden frame. All right, we can get it to pop up. All right, say this is your wooden frame. I don't need that. Whatever. I don't want to block them because I use them for work. All right, now say this is your fixed frame screen right here, right? And you stretch the material over top your frame, right? This is where you want to start dropping your staples at. Very easy. Drop your first staple here, and then as you go down, you pull on the material. Pull it nice and tight. Make sure it's lined up, and you staple it again. Then you run your staples here, 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 here. Now this is stapled down. Now you go to the other side and you pull as tight as you can, and you put your second staple with your staple there. Come down to the screen. As you come down the screen, you're pulling in two different directions. You're pulling this way and you're pulling downward because you want this to be nice and tight here, and you want it to be nice and tight here. So you're just pulling from this side and this side, and then you staple it there. Once that's stapled in, as you bring your screen down, you take your thumb and I know my nails are dirty. You take your thumb and you press down on the material on the frame. So what you're doing, this is your frame, this is the material, you're pulling it down and you're pulling it away to tighten it up, and you tap, tap, tap. That's all you're doing. It's like building a drum. That's pretty much what you're doing, and you tighten it up. Now you'll notice you'll have lines here in the frame here, lines here in the frame, and the material. That's because you need to stretch it across here. So repeat the same process. Staple it there, pull it nice and tight, staple it there, or from here to here. And when done correctly, you have a nice flat surface. Now, one thing I like about this technology is the fact that it is a stretchy kind of material. It is designed to mold your screen, which is extremely good, which means you don't have to be a professional. Usually when you're using a blackout cloth material, it doesn't have a form of spandex kind of feel to it. No matter how much you pull on it, you can still get a little wave in the screen because you didn't pull it quite tight enough. This stuff is designed to fit very tightly around the screen. As I can show you, you see how flat, this is wallpaper. Now see how flat the wallpaper screen is? See how flat the fixed frame screen is? This in here is my screen, using the blackout cloth material. See how flat? And this is what I told you about. You don't want to put the imprints in it. So the imprints came in here. This is an old frame. So I kind of stretched it over an old frame. Nice and flat to the surface. And there it is in the back. I got my sound bar attached in there. And because my sound bar was so big, I literally stuck this far out. I had to put the sound bar in straight up because I have a support beam in the middle. There's a way also too to get around the support beam. I got to show you how to build a contraption on how you can place your sound bar right in the middle right there without actually disrupting the support beam. There's a way to get around that. But like I said, and then I had to basically push it out from the wall. Like I said, it's easy to do. I'm going to have to build a couple of small models just to show you different ways you can actually build them. So they're not really complicated. It's very easy to do. Very, very easy to do. But that's pretty much basically about it. $233. Home Depot sells fixed frame projection screens. Who knew? For $233. This is a 100-inch fixed frame screen. Right, kind of getting at me here. Now look at this. This is a 100-inch. Just not to go do anything wrong with Home Depot or anything. But look, it's a 100-inch fixed frame screen from Home Depot. It's not acoustic. It should be ultra short though, compatible. I don't see where I wouldn't. Unless it has a reflective kind of material, but I doubt it does. I think it's just a basic gray screen. So it should be. It's much like probably like the gray cinema. It should be like that, around like that. So it shouldn't have a problem ultra short though, but it's not acoustic. And at that, it's just for a 100-inch. You're going to pay $233 for, when our screen is acoustic, ultra short though compatible, and jet black, which means it produces 100% contrast, and that screen won't do it. That screen, no way in the world will ever be to pick up a star fill or any form of contrast demonstrations. And if the white levels are too high, well, we know what's going to happen after that. And on top of that, you have to consider to ask yourself, has it been tested? You won't see any demonstrations on distance throws. You won't see any demonstrations on how it compares to other high-performance screens. You won't see any of the demonstrations we've done in our demonstrations. So who knows what you're getting yourself into. And on top of that, for a 100-inch, it is $233, and I'm pretty sure shipping is not included. So consider the fact that our screen at the big boy I got downstairs is $248, and that's a 120-inch. See? Well, there you go. All right, so let's get out of here real quick. We're looking at some screens in here. All right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build me a couple fixed frame screens. I'm going to be paying my driver. I'm going to pay for her to get the U-Haul van. I'm paying for the U-Haul van. She's going to go to Home Depot, and she is going to pick me up a ton of lumber that I can store in my basement for building screens this summer. Somebody was wanting to have Home Depot shipping in. Ha, ha, ha. Home Depot charges so much freaking money to have stuff delivered to your front door. It is not even freaking funny. One time I went to get a door delivered from Home Depot. And mind you, I only lived probably about 2 blocks from Home Depot at that particular location. And they were going to charge me almost $140 or $150 to deliver a door. Not install the door, a raw door. They were going to just charge me that kind of money. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? It's better off just going to freaking, if it was too big of an item, but like I said, just strap it to the car and take it home. Or the plexiglass incident where I went down to get a sheet of plexiglass, which was about that freaking thick. The thing was huge. And there's no way in the world you're going to strap a piece of plexiglass that's 4x8 and that thick on the top of your car, because as your car starts to move, that thing's going to start rippling back and forth. You're going to snap that thing right in half. So I just asked them again to deliver that. And like I said, it cost a bit. They charge you a lot of money for shipping, so it was cheaper for me just to go to U-Haul and just spend $20 for a van. Much cheaper. But other than that, I've never seen any of these screens. It's got to be online only, because I've never seen any of these screens before at all. Out of curiosity, this is what I have to see. I never see any of these screens. Like if I go to, if you try to look for certified screens, like I use on my demonstrations, you can find some on eBay. eBay can definitely find some of those screens because people are always selling what they already had. But if you try to go to Amazon and you're looking for a Dark Star 9, I don't think you're going to be able to go there and get a Dark Star 9 from Amazon. I'll go to Amazon right now. Fast shipping at Amazon. If I want to go in there and get myself a Dark Star 9 Elite Dark Star 9. These are the top screens. When you get into elite screens, any screens that start off with white screens, the white screens are the cheaper ones, and as the screen starts to tint and color, get a little grayer, their price starts to jump. The top screen of elite screens is called the Dark Star 9. That is their flagship. Dark Star 9. Projection. Screen, let's see what we get here. Oh. Shouldn't have that connected right there. There we go. So this is no way in the world that would ever be a Dark Star 9. They're too cheap. They're way too cheap. There's no way in the world. Price is too cheap. You have to go outside. All these screens are white, all of them. Unless you get, unless they have one where they have a, no. These are all white screens. So you're going to have to go off of Amazon. You got to go to a dealership to get that screen. So if we go to here, copy and paste this, we have to go off Amazon because Amazon's not going to have it. eBay might have it. Let's see. There we go. Now we're talking prices. These are the prices that they usually run for. Now you're talking about, this is the price. Amazon had them. I looked in there. Did they have them? Nope. I didn't have Amazon 400. That one right there. That's a Dark Star 9. Right there. And there's the price. So what's reduced now, it's not 3,000, but still 2,100 and $104, $2,104. So what's this right here? This is how many quantities you want. This is the Dark Star 9 front projection. This is a sample sheet I have downstairs in my drawer right here. And then when you see me do demonstrations of my product against one of these screens, now you know that for the product that I sell my product for, and my screen is able to outperform a Dark Star 9, and you see the price that you will pay for this screen. I told you these are top end screens. Some people don't believe me when most people see white screens and they think that's it. No, there are these high end elitist screens that they have. The Black Diamond, which costs $5,000. The DMP Supernova, that's an elitist screen. When you get to the Parallax or PLX, if I'm saying it correctly, that is elite. It's an elitist screen. Those are screens that are going to cost you an easy $4,000 or $5,000 easily just for a 100-inch. So this is the price you will pay. These are screens you have to go outside of. You might find a few in eBay for cheap. So when you see me do a screen that's taken on 11 or 8 or 3 certified screens, you just watch the projection screen produce color and contrast better than a screen that would easily cost people $4,000 or $5,000 when my customers are getting that technology and better for way, way less. So this, what size is this right here? This is probably about 100-inch. Yep, 106-inch, about 106-inch screen. That's a 106-inch screen. So what would it cost you if you wanted to go 120-inch? See, and if you wanted to go 150-inch, see, the price is going to jump by crazy. And it's not even, keep in mind, this is not acoustic. Even though our blackout cloth is not a weatherproof, the technology or screen paints are weatherproof. You can take them outside if you want, which you've seen plenty of those demonstrations. And this is not to put a lead screen in any way. It's just to show you the comparison of what you're going to actually pay for a screen. So if you want to go in and get, say you want to buy DMP Supernova. DMP Supernova screen price. I'm going to get one of those. See what the price will cost you. So here you go. We have this sample sheet also too of their product. Oh yeah, I do my research. I buy their stuff. There you go. That's the price. That's what you're looking at. You can't buy the particular sample sheets that you see me displaying in those videos. You can't buy those at Amazon. You got to go to a special dealership to get that particular screen. These are the top of the line. These are the ones that they advise you that you have to pay for. These screens are extremely expensive. Now this one right here is a This is the Blade. I have the Blade and the Infinity. I have both their sample sheets. This one right here is 100 inches. It's supposed to have a 0.85 gain. And this screen right here is, 100 inches at $3,785. I have both these sample sheets. I have both their Infinity and Blade. I had to pay 20 bucks to get those. And that's not an easy sample sheet to get your hands on. I had to go through a little bit of a screening to get that, but I got my hands on both of them. So the Infinity and Blade. Keep in mind, our 12 Technologies black contrast level can pull star fields, all kinds of contrast levels that the screen couldn't even begin to even think of. And then on top of that, our screens, this technology right here, some of it does have a bit of an issue with ultra short throws or short throw projectors, because they will tell you this when you get the pamphlet. Very nice pamphlet, very professional. But when it comes to you, it tells you what you can use and what you can't use. So keep in mind that when you see me pull those sample sheets out, now you know exactly how much these screens cost. They are very expensive. All right, so that's the Blade. Say if we go pop in here, this is free shipping. We're just gonna pop in for 100 inch of the Blade in here. So this is where you have to go if you want one of these screens. You're not going to Amazon and picking this up. It's not gonna happen. That's for 100 inch. Let's see if we wanted anything bigger than that. If you want anything bigger, if you want it like 120 inch. I do know for a fact that now my screen, this is 135. If you wanted 180 inch in this screen, you think about, do the math. If 100 inch, it's going to cost you $3,785. What do you think a 180 inch would cost you? About $17,000. That's what you'll pay. About 17 grand. So use a special dealership for those. Let's bring up I'm trying to spell that freaking. I'm curious if I can come close to spelling it correctly. I don't want to butcher the daylights out of it. Let me see. Better way to put it down, because I'm not going to run a spray light. I only got one that's going to come up under that name. Let's see if we can find the name of that screen. Don't ridicule me because I don't know how to spell it. And if they do have another screen up here that I haven't got my hands on, I will be purchasing it. I've never heard of this one before, and now I must have it because I'm pretty sure. Now there's another company. Speaking of black screen paints, we're going to go top of black screen paints. There's another company called, I forgot the name of it. It's called Paint Something Your Screen or something. They claim to have a black screen. I haven't seen any demonstrations, no videos, no tests, nothing whatsoever. And even in the pictures, you couldn't tell if the screen's black because they don't show the screen by itself. You know, they show images on it. So, you know, you don't know if the screen's black or not. So I have called their company, and their product is like crazy expensive. Like they want something like $500–600 for a gallon of this stuff. I'm not spending that kind of money to get something here to realize that it's not going to do what it's supposed to do, because simple fact, there's no form of video demonstrations on the screen. I've seen a few things here and there, but no test demonstrations. This is why I like to show you my test demonstrations, so you know exactly what you're buying by seeing the test demonstrations live. Let me see. Let's go pop in here. No, they're not going to give me anything out of there. Let me see. I know that screen is, I don't want to go downstairs to grab a sample sheet. Let me see. Okay. Better you what the way to find it. More than one way to skin a, I'm going to say skin a cat, that's kind of rude, but let's go with the, nope, I think I had it. There we go, found you. So more than one way to track them. This is what I wanted right here. This is the problem I have with this screen. So I always test it against white screens. Any of those companies that I just showed you, they test their screens on white screens. It is very easy to beat a white screen. There's no challenge in that whatsoever. Of course, it's just simple, basic common sense. You're going to pick up a better contrast level, better color versus a white screen. I mean, anything that's slightly darker than a white screen is going to pull it up. You can go out and get yourself everyday gray primer. It'll do the exact same thing because anything is going to beat a white screen. Now, if they did the screen against another gray screen and say the screen pulled the higher contrast level and so forth, like we do with the black silver, then you're showing a difference. But you're showing a screen going against a white screen. That's like too easy. Now, keep in mind, when Screen Innovation did it at that particular time, there wasn't a lot of dark gray screens out there in the market. It just wasn't any at all, period. They didn't have that technology. Only Screen Innovation had that technology at the time before the Gray Wolf. Gray Wolf was a screen. It was way back before Black Diamond. So keep in mind, when they came out there and they were doing the demonstrations, everybody had all white screens. White screens were pretty much all the rage, and some people had a little slight gray to it. Very few people had little silver screens, but most of the screens out there were white screens. And when then they came out there and showed up that sample sheet where he moved it around in a circle on that screen, yeah, that's what put him on the map. But now, you know, since gray technology and all that stuff is out there now, you really should not be doing any demonstrations on a gray screen saying, look at the difference that we can give you. I could trip on the hem of a rug and spill black paint, or of course, we're doing black paint. You have to show the difference in white levels when we do those demonstrations. But anyway, like I said, anything, if you throw black paint against it, if you throw brown, anything is going to show a better difference than a white screen. It's a white screen. Okay, so let's go over here. And let's see, there we go. What are we talking about here in price? So at price, that's the sample sheet that I have right there. These are the prices that will cost you for this screen. This one right here, I guarantee at the far end, it's not bad as the one we have right there. Now, keep in mind, because that screen may cost you, say at the beginning, maybe $4 or $5 grand, then you got to consider the fact that you can optimize your screen, which means you can make it acoustic. I'm pretty sure they probably have an acoustic version of that technology, which means that's going to cost you more. It's not going to be the same price as a regular screen. The standard basic version of this $4,000 screen. Like if you go buy a car, you're getting the basic version of the car. Now, if you want to add in some extra perks like customized paint job, dealership paint job, or any other little perks they can put in there for you, like the heat warmers for the seats and all that other good stuff in there, that stuff will cost you extra. So you don't have the standard version. You could have a pro package or an elite package, whatever it may be. Sometimes projection screens fall in the same category. So you go out and spend $5 grand for a projection screen, you could have the standard edition, which means if you want to change out that frame and put a piece of material in there that's the same make and model of that technology, and you want to make it ultra short though compatible, well, then your price just jumped. Or if you make it acoustic, your price just jumped. Or if you make it weatherproof, your price just jumped. There you go. That's from that right there. So this is the part, and I'm gonna tell you something. When I say I watch their demonstrations, I do my homework, and I watch their demonstrations extremely careful. And when these guys finally decide to call me up or have a conversation with me, and they start explaining the technology behind their tech, I can pull it apart right there on the phone. Like I can, not to be disrespectful, rude, but to just show them that I can see in your videos where you guys are I don't like to play people's voices. You guys are basically, you'll see it for yourself. I'm gonna pull this up from here. So you got lights on, right? So here's the lights on. Mind you, I have the screen downstairs in the kitchen drawer. Now it is going to show an improvement better than a white screen when you put it against a white screen, because keep in mind I got an all white elite screen downstairs. I can do the exact same demonstration, but I'm using an elite white screen. It's going to pull an amazing image versus a white screen, because it's a white screen. Just putting it out there. So that's going to be easy. Let me do the comparison. All right, so actually, in one of the demonstrations with the Elite Dark Star 9, there was a flaw, a mistake, but a lot of people barely didn't see it. I saw it crystal clear in one of their demonstrations. When they threw that sample sheet, it blended in with the white screen. Yeah, I'll show you that one. All right. So this is what made me buy their sandwich sheet in the first beginning, because I thought the screen was literally black. I thought it was black when I was looking at it. And I'm thinking, oh shoot, they got a black screen. I had to put this against my technology. And found out when I got it here, it wasn't exactly black. They never advertised it was black. They never said it was black. They never advertised. But for me, from my point of view, from what I saw on the video, I thought it was a black screen. So now you're talking about ambient light. This is a standard screen. This is their screen with ambient light. Tell me if I'm missing something here. Is it just me or did they both look exactly the same? This one's a standard projection screen. Now, this one's going to be to produce a better contrast, like I said, because it's going to be darker than the white screen. So like I said, anything slightly darker than a white screen is going to pull contrast. But interesting, if I take that technology and I put it on a black screen, it looks like that. But again, you're testing on a white screen. Look how much light they have in the environment right here. There's hardly any light in the environment, and I guarantee they're using dimmers. If they're using dimmers, that means they have light control switches, which means they can pretty much go in there. And we're using condensed lighting. They can go in and change it through the dimmers. Now look at this. Look at both of these screens. Do you see any difference at all whatsoever? I don't see a difference. I really don't. Now they want to go into the technical term, like it has so many this and the gain and this and the other. I'm sorry, but I mean, they can ridicule me all they want. They can be mad at me all they want, but that looks exactly the same. So I don't know. This is the screen. Now look at the booth where the screen is sitting. They're using ambient light controlled in the booth, or they're displaying the screen on display to show. This is the stuff I watch. Now that's as bright as the booth is right there. I have more light literally in my living room than in that booth right now. So one of our screens end up in one of these little, where they have these showrooms or infocom, we end up there. Do you have any idea how much damage one of these screens would cause? We could put in 10 times more light in my booth than I can have in theirs, because my screens are used to taking on that kind of light. And since we test our technology outside, this would be a complete cakewalk. I could start the demonstration up with the cheapest, crappiest projector I can get my hands on. It wouldn't make a difference. Now, I guarantee you, in these booths, they're using 4K or 8K projectors. They're using some really expensive hardware. And that is the brightest that their booth is right now. Remember I told you about from corner to corner? Now, if you notice, in the demonstration, they use all bright images, something that's going to fade less. That entire booth has been catered to make the screen look good. When I watch these demonstrations, I don't look at the screen. I look at the background of the wall. The wall is too dark from here to here. It's all dark from here to here, which means they're not using there's not that much lighting in the environment. And they're sticking to very bright images, which means the images are less to fade. But even you can see around here, that door should be a darker wood. All that should be standing out. You should see the wood grain. That's background. Sorry about that. I bumped the daylight out of my screen. The image is faded, and it's faded, and you can see where it's faded. Hold on right there. I hate to pull their videos apart like that, but it is what it is. I mean, come on. If we're going to be going against you guys, you got to be warned that, you know, we are going to come in and we're going to be able to, oh, I could pull all this out. All this is missing. This is faded in the background. I told you they stick to nice bright images. Now look how they're showing the lighting overhead. Now keep in mind that lighting that's overhead is probably about a good 6 to 7 feet away from the screen. Depending on how high the ceiling is, that light's not even making contact. It's barely making contact with the screen. All this is faded right there. And it's not even realistic lighting. Like, are you going to have lighting like that in your home? I don't even have lighting that high up. My ceilings are not even that high. See how far the lights are up? They're not even making contact with that screen. Barely. Yeah. I'll come on there with a pink projection screen and blow that screen clean out of the water. And I will. Pink projection screen, and I'll blow that thing clean out of the water with a pink screen. All right, let me see. Let's go into, here's another one. But I got no problem. I mean, they're making their product, they're making their money. That's them. But, you know, sooner or later, when we start throwing our hat in the ring, they're going to having conversations with us, and we're just going to tell them like it is. Like the bottom line, at the end of the day, man, your technology is failing badly. I'm sorry, but it's just not producing. And like I said, I have your stuff here. We test our screen paints against their top screens when they test their screens against white screens. So what I wanted to see, this right here, this is the part that got me. This I found extremely interesting. This was a show they were at, the CES 2020s. This is what bothered me in this demonstration, the lighting in the environment. Now look at the hallway. See how bright the hallway is? Now watch when you walk into the room where the screens are going to be at. The room is literally darker than the hallway. Now I could pick apart this whole entire thing. Ultra, I got a short throw right here. What's ultra short throw right here? For instance, the lights are right here behind here. Every last screen is blocking a window in this environment. All these projectors are sitting literally right up on top of the screen. Look how dark the environment is compared to if you went out in the hallway. You see how much light was kicking off in the hallway? Yeah. Hey, what's going on? Screen right there, blocking a window right there. See the corners? See how dark the environment is? There's no light in here at all, period. The entire window is blocked by a screen. If they wanted to do an impressive demonstration, they would have taken that screen and stuck it right here on the wall so the light could come in and brush against the screen. That's what they should have did if you're going to do an impressive demonstration. Where is your projector sitting? Let's see where the projector is sitting at. Not too far from the screen, I told you. Short throw. But yes, a monster of a projector right there too. Yeah, they should have taken that screen. They should have stuck. All their screens should be laying against the window. This area should be very well lit, especially for the high power machine. And see the light hitting here? See, that's how I know. Just by looking at that demonstration, I can tell they blocked every window with a screen. That screen should have been on the side. It should have been hitting the window. Bye-bye. Look at that. All right, right there. Another tell-all right there. If you go over to here, right, and you look at the lamp. See how the light disperses out from the lamp? See that little circle right here? If that thing was pushing out that much light, that light should have been all the way around here. All this would have been light, which means they're using a dimmer for that right there. Now, when I show you my demonstrations, I can basically show you the entire, all the corners are all well lit. As you can see, there's a window right there that's covered up. And when you see my lamp on, you see the light dispersed all the way around. Only dispersed all the way around. I can take my projector at 1,000 lumens and I can direct it onto my ceiling and produce an image while the lamp is on in the ceiling. So that tells me right there. Go back in. The reason why you have to do your research, because if I'm going to go against companies like this, I have to see where all their flaws are at and their technology. I have to see what they're hiding in their demonstrations. See how dark the baseboard is. See what the light is right there. They got the shades down halfway across here to block some of the light that may push up over top here. See? Because if you look at it, you can see the light that's pushing right through here, right? If these were all the way up, that means the light would have came right across here. It probably would have dispersed more light to the side too from here to here. And for the fellow who made that comment, let me explain something to you, my friend. I have a screen outside, like I said, at 2%, and it took a direct hit from sunlight. And these guys are inside worrying about ambient light, and I have technology already being designed that takes a direct hit from the sun. So that tells you where my level stands at. As a matter of fact, in this YouTube demonstration, you can go out and you can look at my intro video, and in my intro video, it shows me painting a screen outside. We had one of the trolls came here talking about how I'm comparing the videos. Well, you can check out my intro video. Check that intro out. Let's go back to some of the other screens I have here. Ultra short throw. Lamp is behind the screen. They're using dimmers. Look where the dimmers are. The dimmers are not even anywhere near making contact with the screen. The light they have here is barely even making any contact. Everything they have in here, they're using dimmers on. That's not ambient light. That environment's too dark. Way too dark. Now watch this when you find this kind of interesting. Look at the white sheet of paper. It's not much of a difference. It isn't. How long you gotta hold that piece of paper up there? You don't have to hold it that long to actually show it. Put it on the screen, boom, show demonstrate the difference. Like I can take their screens and I can put it against my pink screen. I love saying pink screen. I can put it against my pink screen and my screen can produce a higher red, blue, orange, green, you've seen it already, than their screens. I can show a significant difference. Let's bring it down some. And where are your lights at? Right there, light behind the screen. All the lights here in the environment are behind the more heavier power lights are behind the back of the screen. Condensed lighting behind the back of the screen. That environment shouldn't be that dark, not especially for the projectors they're using in their demonstrations. It should be much, much, much brighter in that environment. Now, I'll show you how the fellow who made the comment, this is how I do demonstrations. This is how I test my technology. That's my stuff. That's my old technology that I no longer make anymore because the stuff I have now is far more advanced. But that's how I do my demonstrations. Outside, and the projector I was using was only 2,000 lumens in the middle of the day. That's how I do my demonstrations. No lamps, no doors or ceilings or none of that nonsense. And if you watch my demonstrations with my technology, they have to go through rigorous testing. The final test is 13 feet back on 1,000 lumens. That projector was 2,000 lumens. That's how I do my demonstration. So you can compare how my technology looks compared to what their technology is looking. And I'm using an old beat up projector outside. Yeah, that's the difference between me and them. Now, right here in this video right here, that's the environment my screens sit in. See how much light's in that environment? That's where my screens sit at. My screens don't sit in the dark. The reason why they're using such high-powered projectors, because number one, they have to make up for what the screen is lacking. So that becomes a problem. So that's why they're using such a high-end, expensive projector. If all the lamps are hidden behind the back of the screens, they're using nothing but condensed lighting in there. If using condensed lighting, they have dimmer switches. They can control exactly how bright the lights get. And then they all high-end projectors, short throw and ultra short throws. They're literally sitting right on top of the screen. The hallway literally has more light in the hallway than there is in the actual room that's showing off the screens. And all these screens are supposed to have ambient light projection technology, but yet they're using it in the controlled environment. So if you have ambient light projection technology, why in the world are you sitting in an environment that dark? Those screens should have been laying against the wall. There should have been plenty of window light pouring in. That's what they should have been displaying. This is another, I'm gonna show you some real quick, this projector real quick, off topic. Do you see how dim this screen is for this projector? See how dim that screen is? This projector is supposed to be 150 inches at 5,000 lumens. How is that 5,000 lumens? Tell me. There's nowhere in the world. It's an ultra short though at 5,000 lumens. The projector I have over top me is 5,000 lumens. That's a 5,000 lumen projector right there at the top. That's a 43 right there. And that sits back 18 feet. So how do you have an ultra short throw that's less than probably about a foot away from the screen at 5,000 lumens and your image looks like this on a white wall? That is so faded, it's not even funny. And that's supposed to be laser? Are you kidding me? I got a laser projector downstairs. I got a Casio Hybrant DLP laser and LED Hybrant projector. It's 2,500 lumens and it's brighter than that. That's how I knew something was wrong with those projectors. The first minute somebody shot me one of these videos, say, hey, take a look at the projector. I want you to see how powerful it is. I'm like, how is this thing any powerful? I mean, I'm looking at this thing with the lights on. Now watch this. The minute they take the lights out, the image improves. You got a 5,000 lumen projector. Are you kidding me? Are you telling me it's an ultra short throw 5,000 lumen projector and your image looks like that? The NECs at $180 are brighter than 3,600 lumens. And that thing looks better than that on a white wall. That is really bad. Now watch when the lights go out. When the light goes out, the picture improves. But you're at 5,000 lumens. There is no way in the world that image should ever look like that. Now look at that, with the lights out. So in order for you to use a 5,000 lumen projector, ultra short throw, you got to sit in the dark. That doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. The whole point of them giving you the 5,000 lumens is so you can use it like a TV in a fully lit environment, and you can pretty much you can deal with a lot of the ambient light that you're going to lose from the projector producing the image on the wall. So you have 5,000 lumens to spare. You're supposed to have a bright enough image. You're supposed to cut down picture loss and the color loss and the contrast loss. All that's supposed to be cut down due to the fact that your lumen count is so high and it's not going to be interfered with the lighting in your environment. So how in the world does that picture look better with the lights out, but it looks horrible with the lights on? Which means you bought an ultra short throw projector to literally sit in the dark. You might as well went out and got a long throw, stuck it behind you, and just went that route, because pretty much, you know, I don't know how many people have TVs and they're just sitting in the dark. They have to literally turn the TV out every single time to watch something. And look, they put all that technical spin on it. And at the end of the day, you are in the freaking dark. Like, how? Let's go all the way to the end. That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference between look at the picture quality here, right? And look at it there. That's a huge freaking difference. What the freak happened? Unless he turned out all the lights in here. This is in the next room. I guarantee this is probably in the next room. So he had to darken this environment in here. Yeah. And people were out there going out there spending $3,000 to $4,000 for these projectors, and these people were contacting me. Yep, they were contacting me, asking me how can I get the picture image to pop. At one point we didn't support them. Couldn't do anything for you. We don't support that projector. What's wrong with it? Oh, the image is not popping up. It's faded. It's washed out. That projector came in, I think, at 1688. That's what that lumen count actually came up on that projector, was 1688. Good luck trying to take it back. Yeah, customer support, I heard for them things were nightmares. Customer support is a nightmare for that particular projector. Let me see this one real quick. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna paint my pink screen in tomorrow. I'm supposed to do it and get it out of the way, but I'm gonna paint my pink screen in and get it done. I'll tell you one thing, I love home theater, I do. I'm not too big on the whole speaker thing. I'm learning. I used to be big at speakers and all that stuff, but I kind of lost my touch with that. I used to work for tweeters back in the day, but now I'm studying outside home theater setups. And I saw these speakers that you could bury under the ground, and there's subs. I'm like, wow. So that's what I'm kind of studying now, because that's what I want to start doing. I got a big backyard out there. I'm not going to touch the squirrel sanctuary. I'm actually building a section for the squirrels. But I got a large backyard back there, and I got plenty of room to play around in. And trust me, the squirrels aren't going to be bothered by it. I can go outside. I've domesticated these animals by feeding them every day since March 11th. I can go outside and I can run a chainsaw out there, and they don't move. Birds might move a little bit, but the squirrels, they don't move. They just look at me like, okay, and whatever. Which I don't want them to move anyway. I was kind of concerned when they cut down the tree, I was going to lose them. But eventually they came back, chewed up all the wood pot, all the wood that's in the pot. They chewed it up and they started nesting in it. Yeah. All right. Always white screens. That's what I'm talking about. Always white screens outside. But then again, like I said, it's tradition. It's tradition. That's what it is. It's tradition. Oh man, I can't wait for this summertime to come up, boy. It is going to be, I'm not trying to brag here, but literally it's going to be Crush City on the stuff we're going to be developing for outside, for pulling contrast levels and make screens like the TVs outside. You thought the stuff we're working on now looked incredible outside. Oh yeah, we got some signature coding we're going to be working on. It's going to look insane for outdoor projection screens. Your neighbor is going to be envy of you. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if your neighbor's lights started coming every time you started to watch a movie, which we have happened over here all the time. But still, like I said, all screens outside are white screens. And we got sun killer technology to take a directive from the sun. Oh, this is going to be an interesting summer. That's why I got to get Big Boy online as fast as possible. I need Big Boy online for basically company inquiries. Like I said, inquiries. As I said before, I'm not interested in contracts, but if companies want to come out and they want to drop a couple $1,000s into my banking account and they want to order a large quantity of this stuff, we can give them a discount through our company. Yeah, we could do that. But as in signing contracts, that's not going to happen, because like I said, I'm catering to my customers, and if I'm buying from us, they'll be a customer, but I'm not interested in any contracts. I do appreciate, but I'm not interested in any contracts. Outdoor projection screens. I know we're way off topic, people. We're way off topic. Way off topic. This is the screen. Just set it right here. Right there for this screen. Building a frame. It's a nice frame. I'm getting that much. It's a very nice frame. White material. Told you. Always on white. Sandbagging it. Of course, you got to use an ultra short throw. There's no way in the world he's going to hit that with a long throw. That is not going to pick up with a long throw on a white screen. He's going to barely be able to get that with an ultra short throw. And if that's an LG Sunbeam, that's probably what, 1500 lumens? Yep. The image is going to be so washed out. Let me see. He's going to have to wait until dust. There you go. That's not supposed to look like that. That entire background is supposed to be jet black on that surface. All this is supposed to be jet black. These colors are supposed to be a deep black purple pushing through the screen, and then you're supposed to get highlights or sharp whites. That's how it's supposed to look. And then what they're doing is they're doing it on a smaller screen. So you know, the smaller the screen, what it does is it pushes the pixels tighter together. He's using the ultra short throw. The screen's nice and small. That means it pushes the pixels tighter together, gives a more sharper, more brighter image. That's why. If he had did that on a 120 or 150 inch, that screen would have diminished. You see this right here, all that. Now see how it gets darker outside, the picture starts to improve. Yeah. That's why sometimes you use the smaller screens, because the smaller screens this is what you're supposed to be getting. 657. That's my technology outside, 657 at 180 inches. 16:9 jet black screen. And that was an 8. Now, I was using the projector I have behind me, which is the Sony VPL FH30 at around 21 feet back. And that's coated on that material we show you how to get online. The material's really cheap. You can buy it. It's aimed for outdoor projection screens. I painted up a bunch of them. Now, when I pull up a black image, it's supposed to show jet black from corner to corner. That's how it's supposed to look. Not faded and washed out, not there. Its colors are supposed to pop. So see how the blues pop on the PS4? And the technology we are working on, like I said, for the outdoor screens, will be way beyond this. So instead of you waiting all the way up until around 9 or 10 o'clock to fire up your projector, and even at around that time, your contrast levels would be nowhere to be found. Your colors will still wash out and fade. Your picture will improve by a slight little bit. Where my customers at 6 o'clock in the evening will fire up their projectors and it'll look just like a TV outside. If your neighbor has a white screen, he is going to envy you at the end of the day. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if his guests were over against your gate looking at your screen. Because that's what I went through when I set that screen up in my backyard. My neighbor had a white inflatable screen. Yeah. And that technology right there would have cost my customers way less. If you bought an Elite Screen Yardmaster, which we got to dig that up because I can't really say how much it costs until I dig one up and see how much it costs for the Yardmaster at 100 inches. Now that surface right there, you can go get that on Amazon. That surface would cost you somewhere around $98. What is it, $98? No, it's $58 because the $98 is a 200-inch screen. So it costs you around $58. Then it takes about a gallon to paint that screen. So I'd say with that, and the gallon would probably, if the 12 now is a replacement for the 8, would cost you $187. You're talking about roughly like $200 something. That's it. For a 180-inch screen that has advanced ambient light projection technology that will allow you to produce an image outside with no problem. You won't lose your contrast levels, you won't lose your colors. It'll look just like a TV when you're outside. And if you think it looks that impressive, wait till you watch when the lights go and it gets dark outside. That thing looks insane. And I can see my neighbor's house right over there with no problem. Now we're at 704. Watch this. I'll walk over to the side of my screen. So that's the angle gain I'm pulling up outside. I even had people at the golf course watching because, like I said, they play golf right near my house. The guys made some money that day, some serious money, because all the people at the golf course got bread, and they make some very serious money. And the first thing I was asking me, said, "Why is the screen?" I was sitting up. He asked me a few questions before. This is way before COVID, but 2019, way before COVID. He asked me a question: "Why was the screen black?" And I said, "Well, they're designed this way because they pull better contrast levels and they don't fade." And when I fired that projector up, boy, he was all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Now, I got a golf club right near my house. There's talks where they want to actually have one of these set up inside and outside. Just got to get around to it. That's the only problem. We got to get around to it. Just been too busy. Here we go. Another one right here. Cat and Nat in the backyard. 150-inch screen. This is how your screens are supposed to be fired up. Inside the house, right next to the door. This was a 12 right next to the door. My talent comes from God. Anybody can have this. Just have faith in God. My talent comes from God. Everything I have comes from God. And none of this is me. I don't give my glory to myself. I give my glory to God. I'm just blessed to be able to learn what allows me to learn. So I showed you, now mind you, see how bright that environment is? There, I told you, there's more light in my environment than Elite Screens was using in the showroom. This is what they should have been displaying. If they did a display like this, yeah, they would have been jaw-dropping. Yeah, thank you, thank you. And all those windows covered up, all that beautiful light pouring in, and they had it all covered up. This is a 12 right now. Outside test on just 1,000 lumen demonstration outside test. One of the screens had to go through. Which one is the screen I went through? This was the Black Series. The Black Series are great projection screen technology. Doing its final test outside at around 13 feet back, or 12, 13 feet back. Oh, you got to send that information. Send it to my email. I put all my information right there. Questions like that, just send me an email, and I'll help you out with that. Because I've already ordered 2 inflatable screens. I'm going to be doing some inflatable screens outside. But yeah, just email me, because I left my information in the comment section. Email me, and I'll help you out through that with no problem. So that's a 1,000 lumen projector outside. Man, I can't wait till summertime to get here. I want to get outside so bad. No problem, Chief. You have a good one. Can't wait to get outside so bad. The beautiful thing about it is, see them cookers right there? I can't use any of those cookers. None of them. If you have respiratory issues, sometimes you have a problem with smoke, and I got a problem with smoke. So Can't use any of the cookers, but since I got that battery generator coming in, I'm going to put I know it's not the same thing, but hey, it's still is food being cooked outside, so whatever. But I'm getting myself a nice size air fryer. I'm going to be cooking my food outside. Just to show you that we came outside. Now, this is inside the house, mind. This is me coming outside of my house. This is how bright the inside of my house is. I got a lot of light. It kicks off inside the house. So imagine you going you're inside the house and it's well lit, and you're going outside the house. And there's me showing the projector's on. You can see the lights on the projector. And there's my screen right there. It's nice when you can be upstairs watching something in your room, got the lights on. Going to the gaming room, watch something there, got the lights on. The only room that stays dark in the house is the arcade room. That's only because there's the lights in there. That's it. But I can turn the lights on the game there too. Go downstairs, jump on the lounge, on the sofa, lights are on. Go jump in the theater room, lights are on. Go outside in the day, lights are on. Well, lights are not on, lights are outside, physical lights on. I am going to get rid of some of the lights right there. I want to get some of the, I saw some patio light. Oh, that's when the tree used to be there before they cut the tree down. That's where they cut down the tree. Demonstration on color. Let's go with 12 outside. 12 outside. We're not going to put down the size of the screen because we didn't have the size of the screen, but we did have a 12 outside versus a white screen. I'm going to check my packages real quick. My mini computer is supposed to be here today. So that's a 12 out there coated on a white screen to show you exactly how much your screen fades. And I think my projector was I at 43? I had a 4300 lumen projector out there. Couldn't pick it up. Sorry about that. My little computer is supposed to be here today for my little home theater I'm going to be setting up pretty soon. So I'm waiting for that to get here. So I'm going to get out of here real quick. I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Soon as the summer gets a little warmer, we're going to start doing some more demonstrations outside, which I can't wait to get started on. I'm going to be showing you some pretty cool stuff to build. One of the things we are going to put together, my phone's dying. One of the things we are going to put together is an collapsible acoustic frame. That's what we're going to build. I'll show you how to put one together. Sorry, I'm in my dirty clothes today, my relaxed clothes. My computer will be here pretty soon, my little mini computer. So I'm going to be setting up, since I got this charge unit coming in here now, I'm going to be getting myself a pop-up gazebo. I'm going to get myself one of those 50-inch pull-out screens, the portables. We're going to take the 1800 lumen projector, and my computer will be here soon. I'm watching the guys track it from here pretty soon. 9 steps, I'll show that when I get it up. Get it showing. It's a really small computer with Wi-Fi capabilities, all this cool stuff. I'm going to use that for streaming and stuff like that because the computer I have, the whatchamacallit I have downstairs doesn't work with the Fire Stick, or it doesn't work with the converter. So it works VGA only. So I had to get a really small, tiny form factor computer that was using Wi-Fi, so that way I can go in and watch movies and so forth. And then with this battery pack coming in, which I should have got a long time ago. This is going to allow me to be able to run a lot of my stuff. Let me see what's going on here. Got the wrong remote control. Dammit! This is the story of my life. Literally keep telling myself, do not walk around the house with the remote controls. And yes, I do. I gotta feed my fountain in a few minutes. Let me go up past the screen, figure out exactly where my remote is at that goes upstairs, because chances are I probably carried it downstairs and swapped it out for one of these, oh, whatever. Tired of giving myself excuses. Alright, when I tell you about my madness when it comes to Fire Stick, this is why. I own 4 of these Fire Sticks, and I keep getting them mixed up. So I go downstairs, if I'm going to go downstairs to get something to eat, I have a habit of having this in my hand. And if I have it in my hand, it's not that one. It's not that one. If I have it in my hand, I'll set it on a table, then go down and pick up another one. It's not that one. Alright. Hope my Fire Stick's working. Just right off all my remote controls. Okay. Let's see what's going on with my Fire Stick. One of these. Not that one. It's not that one. Oh, please hope it's not my projector. Okay, hold on a minute. I got a little problem going on here right now. I gotta figure this out. Projector is on, Fire Stick is running. Let me disconnect the Fire Stick and put it back in, see if that'll do it. Hold on, buddy, I'm going to ask you a question in a few minutes. Sorry about that. I have a little problem over here. One of my Fire Sticks are not acting right. There we go. Sometimes you got to unplug them. Especially if Alexa does not basically listen to you at all, you got to unplug them. And that's Lester, we're doing an update too. Alright, so let's find out which one is which. Which one uses controls for which. Alright, it's not that one. Not these. Probably triggering the ones I got them downstairs somewhere. Oh shoot, batteries are dead. Alright. It happens. All right, someone's asking me a question. Who's asking me a question? Okay, just place an order for the M17 screen paint blackout cloth. Can't wait. Oh, yeah, you're going to enjoy that, man. This is what I have right here. You figure out exactly why. I think I'm going to change my batteries on my Fire Stick, because none of them are actually playing happy. All right. Yeah, my batteries are dead. I got to go to Amazon and buy me a pack of batteries. All right, so if that's not running, got a better option. Let's go over here real quick and let's pop on my PS4. My batteries are dead. Let me see. Let's go to... Let's look at my PS4. Yeah, batteries are dead. I gotta go change them out. So my screen in here is a bit custom. I had to cut my blackout cloth to fit my screen. My screen in here is 80 inches, 80 inches 16:9. That's the size of my screen in here. I just like the fact that I can have, now right now, I disconnected the sound bar. It's sitting behind the back of the screen right now. That long cable you see right there, I got something I bought off Amazon to cover that up nice, and I can paint that into the wall. Do a little fast gaming on here. Yeah, that annoying sound you hear the water running, it doesn't usually sound like that. My fountain is drained, which means I have to put in some more water in the fountain. That makes extra thirsty. I'm gonna have to go in and get some batteries because I need my Fire Stick.
CPU を相手に勝ち進めていく一人用モードだよ。キャラクターを選んでね。任せ。
フロッピーでもいいわ。
さあ、アーケードモードを始めよう。ファーストバトル。火の矢いずく。期待に応えてみせる。
I'm turning up the sound bar. I disconnected the sub from the sound bar, so that way you don't hear the sub. You just hear the sound bar only coming through the screen, so you can see how crystal clear it is.
Round one, ready? Crash! まだだ。 左ラウンド2レディークラッシュこちらから遊ぶな攻めるも灼熱だいけどどど
Oh!
高校生Amazing!
All right, well, with that being said, I got to get out of here real quick. My package should be here really soon. I'll be back on later on to show up the whole computer mini theater setup. And I got to go order me this portable screen real quick, this 50-inch portable screen, so we can design this whole portable theater setup. Hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for your support. Be safe out there, and God bless.